So we say, when will we stop falling into the same?
Once you hear that song, you know
mankind.
we're getting ready to go into our discussion today. And let me say good afternoon to those of you. I'm seeing a lot of people from Canada joining the live. So let me say good afternoon to all of you joining me from Canada.
There's no better way in this world for peace and total rest. Tried and tested.
And remember, if you want to see us live in studio, you can join us by just typing in Iwer TV on YouTube and on Facebook. You just type the Street 919 FM. So let me go straight to my guest who is already joining me in studio. And let me say good afternoon and also to the residents of Pleasantville. That's my community, you know. I live there. People think I live in town. I don't know where people get that from. I am South boy. Born and growing South. Alright, so if you think that I am a tongue boy, sorry to disappoint you. But my neighbor string is buried in San Fernando. Right, so it's my turn now to introduce to you my counselor who has been in politics for more than 20 years. He said 20, I say must be about 25. And I'll tell you why I say more than 20 years in a little bit. Because most of us think that we only wet our foot in politics when we go up for elections or stuff like that. But once you are an activist in your community, and you want the best for your community, you're involved in the politics. So, Mr. Robert Paris, the counselor.
How are you?
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
You sure?
Thank you so much for inviting me. And good evening. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, remember, as you come on Trinidad and Tobago, you're going to share the live. You can send your questions. Remember, you can send your voice notes on 771-1791, 771-1791, 466-5391, 466-5391, and get interactive with us today. And we want to start off really with people from Pleasantville. All right, so when we open up the lines, we're going to be talking to people from Pleasantville, and then we'll open it up to people from outside of Pleasantville. But for now, you all know how we do it. We allow the Burgesses from Pleasantville to call in and give us their views and ask any questions and stuff like that. All right, so, Mr. Paris, how are you again? How are you? How was your journey coming up to Port of Spain? You see how I just feel when I leave at home, 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock?
I'll make sure and come good and early because I know you asked me, and I must oblige and I must come early and be prepared. That is how I was prepared into the politics. Always be early.
How did you start it off into the politics? Tell us.
Wow. Well, actually, you let the cat out of the bag. I was actually born into the politics, actually, right? Mr. Manning is my godfather. My father, Roger Paris, was a councillor before. My other godfather, John Commission, he was a senator. So I was actually the Patrick Manning that everyone saw wasn't the Patrick Manning I saw or knew. Yeah. So I was more or less in the background, you know. I was the little one that the big boys wouldn't want to play with. So Brian, who was here, and my brother, and they didn't want to play with me. So I used to follow Uncle Patrick and my dad and them. And they, from a very young age, they put a lot of what I am into me. And that is my introduction into the politics.
Right. Why the People's National Movement? Apart from all right, I know that it would be because your father was a councillor. But apart from, that, why the People's National Movement?
Well, for me, the People's National Movement is the only political party that has sustainable development or brought any type of sustainable development to this country. I mean, you look at all of the development, you look at the perspective of the 80s and beyond, then you look at Vision 2020, and now we're at Vision 2030. The PNM has always had a policy in terms of developing communities, developing Trinidad and Tobago, and for me, that isn't a cliche. That isn't a statement because of who I'm related to or how I was introduced into politics. You look at the others, right, and you look at what they have to offer. And I don't think that if Trinidad and Tobago, the sober thinking people in this country really think about their choices, I think the choice is clear.
Right. Local government.
Yes, my favorite topic.
What is the role of local government? That's one.
Right.
And as you answer that, I want you to encapsulate the role of a councillor also.
Right. So local government is, as Faris said, that is we government, people government. Local government deals with local issues. So, like, for instance, the picking up of your garbage, public health issues, drainage. Local government also touches on WASA, right? We partner a lot with WASA, T and Tech. The things that affect you daily. We also have responsibility, for instance, for the markets, the parks in your area. So wherever you go, however you live, it's based on local government. Central government is the overall policies that run the country. Local government is what runs us every day.
Right.
And the role of a councillor, right? So let me get into that. The role of a councillor, more or less, I am to act as the voice of the persons on the San Fernando City Council, and we more or less develop policies with the members of the administration to properly govern the citizens, right? Citizens of the city of San Fernando.
Wow. So, my councillor will be the one who is the liaison, really, to make sure that the community is well taken care of.
Yes, more or less.
Right. We see, when we say that, I think people would haven't yet grasped that, what you're saying, because when something goes wrong in a community, let's say your drain isn't clean,
right,
people will call on their member of parliament,
right,
and say, "Hey, Mr. Manning, this drain ain't clean, you know."
Right.
When I will get my drain clean?
Right.
When that is not his responsibility.
Right.
It's your responsibility.
More or less.
And how do we get that information to the people?
Well, like you alluded to, we have been talking about local government on the front burner for at least the last 15 years, right? And what we need to continue to do is to speak the gospel of local government and go out and continue to educate persons. As I said, in Pleasantville, there's so many things that is happening. And one of my mottos is we are developing cultures and changing minds. And how do you do that? You have to inculcate different projects that are in people's face so that people understand, well, okay, yes, the MP is responsible, but it's the councillor who's really the one who's pushing this on our behalf, right? So there's a number of different things that is going on in the community. And through dialogue, proper dialogue, like for instance, this week I saw a lot of people because people are so interested in all of the projects that are going on in Pleasantville and how we were able to interest the business community into what is happening. So a lot of residents now are taking heed and coming and asking me, "Councillor, how this, how that?" And when you come to the office, I actually have diagrams and charts and things on the wall to show people that this isn't something that started yesterday. It's something that we've been developing for, as you quite rightfully said, over the last 20 years.
Right. So, so the people who are listening from Pleasantville could attest to some of the projects that you will have embarked on. Yes. So we want to talk about some of your achievements. We want to also talk about some of the things that you have in chain.
Right.
And we want to talk about, well, you're still for the past, local government election is this year.
Right.
So for the past 3 years, what have you been able to, accomplish
yes.
As a councillor for Pleasantville? So what are some of the things that you have been able to accomplish?
People, the administration in the corporation, they look at me and they said, "How did you find a way to outsmart the system?" And I said, "No, I've been always following local government." So one of the things that I'm going to talk about firstly is the Sherlyn Nichols sporting facility.
Right. So let's look at that.
You can
so
look
we have Pitiers, Trinidad and Tobago, we have pictures of some of the projects that the council have been working on. All right, so we started from here.
Yeah, you could look at the basketball courts.
Right, so we're gonna look at the basketball court. So you have to come on the live to see some of the projects that Councillor Robert Paris have been working on, and so while he talks, you're gonna be seeing some of the projects coming on.
So the Shirley Nichols sporting facility, first and foremost, Shirley Nichols was the first councillor for Pleasantville when Pleasantville became a city, right? So we, and she was very close to Uncle Patrick. So Brian and I are very much pushing this project because we want to be able to honor her while she's still here, right? So what we did was more or less we used recycled, listen to this well, recycled material from the Skinner Park project.
Okay.
And that was able to drive down the cost of that entire project. So what we had was labor contracts as opposed to supplying material. So we had the material. So the very first thing that we did was we covered the stands. Right?
Okay.
Right. Let me see.
So we're going to show some pictures of the stands. All right. So you need to come on to the live. And you're going to see.
You see a picture there.
Yeah,
go back one.
Go back again.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you some pictures of the stands. So you need to come on and you're going to see what we're talking about.
Right. So there's a better picture of it now because we painted it over. A businessman from the community, Roblack Limited, came and he donated. He actually donated his services and they painted over the stands. But if you look at the covered stands, those is materials from Skinner Park. So what happened is I approached the engineer and I said to the engineer, listen, I'm taking on this, my community as a business module. What are you all doing with all of that material? And he stated, we have no plans. Now, for those who understand government and governance, they would have gotten rid of it through something called a border survey. A border survey takes at least 3 to 5 years to get rid of material. So if you have a pen and the government owns it, there's a whole process to get rid of the pen. And I said, no, I want everything. I want all the material from King's Wharf, where it is, Faris has that project going on. I want all the material from Skinner Park. And they looked at me and they said, do you know that this is the future? And I said, no, that's local government reform. That's exactly what I want. So we carried down the cost of it by doing the stands, right? So that's the very first thing that we did. The second thing that we did is that we created a toilet and a bath facility on the same facility there, male and female toilet and bath facility, right? Go back.
All right, so I'm gonna find that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna look for that toilet and bath facility.
I don't know if you have that one, but I know
have that one.
Right, but good. So what we did was we created a toilet and bath facility. We also, I went to Mr. Manning and I said to him, I need the best person that you know that we could recommend to be able to do that basketball court. We wanted to give it a foreign finish, right? So we were able to hire someone with that technical international experience. So it is FIBA regulations. The basketball ring, as they say it, is the you could dunk on it and nothing will happen, right? So with that, I mean, we have interest from all over the country now with persons coming to play basketball because we recognize that with the refurbishment of Skinner Park, the facility may not have a basketball court like that. So we're encouraging Trinidad and Tobago and those in San Fernando in particular, Pleasantville is the new home of basketball, right?
And our member of parliament loved basketball.
Of course.
If you all don't know, he used to play basketball.
Me too.
Short Robert used to play basketball.
Actually, I was a point guard. I used to play really good, right? My mother would attest to that. She said, go shorty, when I used to play basketball, right? But so we also created on the same facility, we have a beach volleyball facility at that park as well.
Right.
We also have netball, and the netball court is going to partner with the one of the school teachers, Mr. Beckles. He wanted us to have a hardball court for volleyball as well. So the top part will be partnering with that as well. So the top part in the back there, I don't know if you have those pictures.
Yeah,
that's one of the projects, one of the main projects in Pleasantville. And I'm very proud. It's not finished yet. We have a car park port that has to put in there. We have a concessionary stands that is going in there as well. right? So it will be a world-class facility when we're finished. We actually have interest from an NCAA recruit who contacted me, and they want to, I think it's in April, they want to start to look at talent in Trinidad and Tobago, in particular San Fernando. So that's one project. Look me shooting the basketball.
Let's see how this. Let me see how this go. Wait, Trinidad and Tobago. Let us come on the live to see how this go.
I'm telling you.
We will see. We will see now. Trinidad and Tobago. Let's see if he can score this one. All right. Yeah. So you need to come on the live and see the counselor trying to score what's
basket.
That? Which one? Which part here? Where listen?
No, it's a simple free throw.
All right. Let's see. Let's see how this goes, Trinidad and Tobago.
All right. Let's see.
So you need to come on the live to see this one.
Yeah.
Well, boy, if you miss this here.
And my form was off, My form was off on that one. Right?
The man score.
Yeah, so that's one of our major projects. The other project that I want to talk about is we did a self-help project with the residents of Poinciana Lane and environs, and we're now calling that corner Jordan Promenade, right? So Mr. Jordan is a shopkeeper that has impacted on the lives of the persons of Pleasantville for many, many years. That picture went viral, actually, went all over the world. So what we did was, if you look there, those pavers are from the wharf that they dug out and they were going to just throw away. So we asked for those, and what we did was the community got together. I got people from the community to buy cement. Workers from the community, they came out, they after work, drank beers, and that is what was the result. We provided the gravel and the cement. Some years ago, I gave them the benches, but that is the result right there. That is Jordan's promenade, right?
Wow. And Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Jordan is a loyal listener.
Yes, he is.
To the Street 919
I know they're listening. Everyone from Jordan, shout out to you guys.
He is a faithful, loyal listener.
That's right.
To the Street 919 FM. So good afternoon to you guys. And all of you who listening.
And the Corner Boys Posse. Guys, how they call themselves.
Yeah, the Corner Boys Posse. Always listening Constructive Talk with Pastor Google. They're not easy. So these are some of the projects that you have embarked on, and you were able to get the residents involved
and the
in
business,
being a part.
and the business people involved as well.
There's one young businessman I'm going to have on my show very soon, and you're going to see some of his work as we continue to talk about some of the projects that the council have been embarked on in Pleasantville. The young business is a young man in Trinidad and Tobago, and I have a real nice little thing for young entrepreneurs, and he have been doing a beautification drive throughout the community.
Yep.
And I'm going to show you some of the things that he has been doing. So this is by Jordan Parler. This is close to the Pleasantville was once the Pleasantville Secondary School.
Yeah, Pleasantville Secondary School. Yes.
Right? So it's very close to this. If you're coming into my community, you will see this. There's a name that they call this promenade. What's the name of it?
It is Jordan Promenade.
It's Jordan? Yeah. And the street is called what?
It is Ken Professor Fillmore Street.
Ken Professor. I know that the street was named after Ken Professor Fillmore. So if you're joining us on the live, remember, I want you to share it so that other persons could come on and see what we're talking about. All right? So those are some of the projects that you have been embarking on and getting the residents involved in.
Yes, it's amazing, eh? I mean, Pleasantville is really a place with a dynamic of its own. I mean, it's very easy to get the business community involved because they have that trust in me because I've represented them for over 12 years now. And also the residents, they really come out and give me that support, right? So, as you talked about the young businessman, you can click on that one, the Welcome to Pleasantville sign, right? So that was actually done by someone who is my advisor, and he is a national award winner. His name is Alec Anthony Charles, right? And that was one of my projects that I was able to undertake. And he owns a business, and we were able to let his business create that for us, right? So that's the Welcome to Pleasantville sign. And in the background, you would see the landscaping done by Wallace Landscaping.
Boy.
Mr. Wallace is amazing. What we were doing is we took the earnings that we had from the Glen Jemmett Community Garden. I know you have pictures of that as well. And what we would have done is we would have embarked on different projects, like, for instance, Adopt a Bench. Adopt a Bench is a project for the business community, where it is that they would find an area, they would beautify it, and they would hire Mr. Wallace. They would beautify it, they would pay for it, and more or less they would give us a donation towards the garden, and they will place the bench there and also put their advertising sign on it. So that is one of the things that we're doing as well.
We're going to show you some of that work that this young man does. So if you need your home to be your landscape, and you want to beautify your home and stuff like that, let's just show you this one.
Yeah.
He does a fantastic job. And let me tell you something. It's different. You're not going to be seeing, if you go by somebody and you see what he does at their home, and you want something, you want him to come up with a good idea of bringing your home welcoming. He has...
You want to know a secret? I'll tell Trinidad and Tobago a secret. The members of the board of the SWARA saw his work in Pleasantville, and as a result, he was able to get work, right, in the hospital, beautifying San Fernando General Hospital, you know. Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
All because of what they saw in Pleasantville. That's the community garden there.
Yeah, I'm going to show them.
Right.
I want to show them what he's doing as we come in. So I'm going to show you all what he has been doing. When you're coming into Pleasantville from by that's in Navet, the Navet entrance, right? So we call in here the Pleasantville Hollows, right? So I know many residents of Pleasantville. We have former residents, like, for instance, Miss Claire Sandy, who runs the Sando Abroad group on Facebook. She kept on asking me, Robert, what you're going to do for the other entrance? You do one entrance, what about the other entrance? So this is the project that we started. So this is the Pleasantville Hollows. Well, now the Pleasantville Hollows, this project is a beautification, but also this is the San Fernando City Corporation Drain Reserve, right? So we got the partnership from the corporation, the engineering department, to help level the area off to create some semblance of parking. We also have a stall, right, which we saying that it's a tent first and foremost, so it's legal. It is a collapsible tent. And what I told the gentleman, right, the businessman, Mr. Wallace, who is fitting the cost, this is at no cost to taxpayers. I told Mr. Wallace, I need you to come up with the standard of vending that we want in Pleasantville, right? So he created a stall, right? And under 20 by 20 tent, and it's amazing. And we also have interest from other persons in that area. Up to yesterday, there were some persons that had some discrepancy with this project the other day. And you know the sad part about it, Google? The person who came to me yesterday was on the opposing side, right? So there was about 6 of them from outside of the community, and he was one of the persons from inside the community. About 50 people came down the street, and they were like, why are you stopping progress? So here what? We're coming back with that after this break.
All right.
My friend them down and we get done. And this one I just for you. Something positive.
So you need to stay on the live. We're coming back right after this. So don't touch your dial, Trinidad and Tobago.
Just play more positive music. But that's how my friend never fight me back. Play more positive music. Too much negative thing going on. Play more positive music. But that's how my friend never fight me back. Play more positive music. Watch it. Them push all of the positive artists and them push them way behind. And them know I hear connects no blessed messenger. But they rather promote alkaline. And then they have to know I don't know Trinidad. Love until why it got so much time. See negative music that they're playing. That I'm messing with the youth them mind. I'm making just say more positive music. my friend, them a fight never. Play more positive music. No watch a negative thing going on. One. Positive music. I like this verse by. Play more positive music. But deep in my heart, see me tell every note. When my vinyl comes in, youngsters touch the road. I pull in my friend and closer to hell. When them listening song from Vibes Cartel. Look at what I want up today, yeah. Keep my lock up in a jail cell. So just to sing positive music deep in my heart, so my fear come back. Madam, play more positive music. And that's how my friend, them a fight never. Play more positive music. No much a negative thing going on, one. Positive music. And that's how my friend, them. You gotta stop. Anything in it. We'll go to the next one.
Tune into the Street 919 FM this and every Thursday for the program Conscious Talk, where we are at and where we are going with Steve Antoine. A journey begins with a single step, but if you walk in fear, the journey becomes much longer. Be honest, be brave. Every Thursday from 10:25 a.m. to 10:55 a.m. It's Conscious Talk.
Shop at New City Malls and check out our premium selection of high-quality clothing and accessories for men and women. Save on all items with competitive prices and courteous service throughout the entire mall. New City Mall is located in the heart of Port of Spain with entrances at 3 Charlotte Street and number 41 Independence Square. We offer a variety of shirts, long and short sleeve, round and V-neck tops, vests, caps, hats, sunglasses, briefs, boxers, shorts, swim trunks, denim, jeans, long and 3/4, socks, sneakers, casual and athletic, shoes, dressy and fashionable, dresses, formal and casual, skirts, lingerie, undergarments, and a wide range of accessories. Come check us out, as we also have clothing and accessories like Levi's, Clarks, Armani Exchange, Hollister, American Eagle, Ralph Lauren, Nike Air Force and Air Max, Puma, Adidas, Timberland, Academics, Aeropostale, Old Navy, Forever 21, Hanes, Dockers, Guess, Converse, and so much more. We have barbers, hairstylists, as well as weave and wigs on sale. All at New City Mall. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Sale, sale, sale. From the studio to the stage, every Friday between 3 to 4 p.m. Right here on the street, 919 FM. Radio you can see. Log on to our Facebook and YouTube so you can see live interviews and performances from some of our very own local superstars. Right here on the street, 919 FM.
Friday. It's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays with MC Duke and Selector Kochi from 6 straight to 9 p.m. blazing all the latest and past soca hits. So remember, make it a line, make it a day, rock and come in, you know. It's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays on the Street 919 FM. You don't know.
This Friday, March 25th, it's the Cosmopolitan Affair at Nary's on the Avenue, Barataria, featuring Anna Marie, KC, and Messiah. With special appearance by Iwer George.
I want to take it wide. I want to get crazy.
Swappy. And hosted by KMC.
Last year for Carnival.
All COVID protocols will be in place this Friday, March 25th. It's a Cosmopolitan of Beer at Nary's on the Avenue, Barataria.
This is real comedy.
Dan, I want to know what you really doing here. What is I doing here? I'm not Shimano. No.
Major Issues, the tour.
With the Caribbean King of Comedy,
Major Hype.
Do you, Miss Mitzi Renita Brown, take? Yes, me take him. Me take him a long time.
On Saturday, March 26th.
Showtime, 8 p.m. sharp.
At Napa, Port of Spain. Tickets are $350 for a limited time only.
Get yours now at all Cache outlets.
Anton's Gold Rush, Castro's in Arima,
Larry's, Francis Plaza, Chaguanas.
or online at islandytickets.com. Major Hype is on his way to Trinidad.
Well, I just found out gay liquor check.
For a comedy show like you've never experienced.
Backed by Ziggy Rankin and Order.
This is the release you need.
Get your tickets early. All COVID protocols are in place.
For more info, call 779-5755. Brought to you by Cache and Anton's Gold Rush.
London, get ready! Pretty British, Brother J, and Ali Berry presents Caribbean Soca Madness Part 1. Drink your water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Saturday, April 16th at the Onyx venue, 27A Queensway, Bletchley, Milton Keynes, featuring the big band in the business, Iwer George.
Yes, and this is me, Iwer George, the big boss in the business. April 16th, Soca Madness Part 1. Yes, I'm going to be in London. I'm coming to shell it.
Skinny Fabulous.
You know what I'm saying, yo, London, April 16th. It's all about the Caribbean Soca Madness Part 1. I will be there.
Baby, your friend blinking bad. I'm the friend I'm stinking mad.
Music by DTTP, Rigo Suave, the Stage Guard, Selector G, Survival number 1, and DJ Wins. Tickets available on Eventbrite UK. Early bird tickets, £25 from March 6th. For more info, call Allison at 447588376951. Trini British 447404-050703. And Brother J 447508-862-718. Saturday, April 16th. Caribbean Soca Madness Part 1. London, it's your turn.
If you're experiencing pain, constipation, headaches, poor blood circulation, high or low blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, swollen or darkened feet, come visit us at Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle offer a wide range of services. Come and experience our new 3D analyzer, which allows you to have a look inside your body. We also provide live blood analysis, iridology, ionic foot detox with foot soak and foot massage, aquatherapy, full body massage, and organic supplements on sale such as nano silver, nano zinc, body light, cold pressed sesame oil, and more. Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. For more information, call 275-8359 or 288-1108.
Join Nicole Huggins for Health and Wealth Lifestyle every Monday from 9:05 a.m. to 9:55 a.m. right here on the street 919 FM.
Hey guys, it's Aisha Wells here. Listen up. If you're considering selling or renting your house in Trinidad and Tobago, then call Keelan George with O'Neill's Real Estate Group. He's a good friend of mine and he's been in the business for over 6 years. First, selling real estate in Atlanta, Georgia, and now right here in Trinidad and Tobago. He has a strategic online marketing presence that actually attracts thousands of home buyers and renters. Plus, with his home selling advice and techniques, he's getting homes sold really fast. Keelan will actually guarantee you sell your home or, get this, you can cancel the listing agreement and pay nothing at any time. That's right, you heard me, nothing at any time. Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, people. Check out www.o'neillrealestatetT.com. O'Neill is spelled O-N-E-I-L, or just call Keelan direct at 363-4030. That's 363-4030.
This is Wayne Delamore, Head Consultant and Director of Natural Health Solution, with over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy. We specialize in early detection and prevention. We incorporate evidence-based nutrition and science-driven analysis. Tune in to our educational program every Wednesday
from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
right here on the street, 91.9 FM. For appointments, call 222-2189 or 304-5816. At Natural Health Solutions, we offer a natural solution to healthy living.
Do you need a business consultation? Would you like to learn about investing? Maybe you were looking for investment opportunities. Well, Len Capital Certificates is the company you've been looking for. We're located at number 9 to 11 Fitch Street South, Woodbrook, and our contact number is 324-LEN. That's 324-LENN. Get in touch with us today and we can help you grow your business, make better financial decisions, and enable you to earn a passive income. Feel free to ask about our precious gem packages. But remember, at Len Capital Certificates, it's all about you.
Dynamic crew alongside Iwer George presents Soca Club. Featuring the boss himself, Iwer George. Iwer George. The boss man of Soca.
Yo, this is Iwer George, the big boss in the business, and I'm going to be in Grand Cinnamon on the 14th of April, Canada, for the 6th.
It's all going down the 14th of April at the Grand Cinnamon Banquet and Convention Center, Toronto, 3895 McNichol Avenue, Toronto, Ontario, 9 p.m. till. Tickets are just $35. Get them now at ticketgateway.com. Hey, so all your link up Dynamic Crew. It's all about Soca. Featuring Iwer George in concert.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ill, and you can get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the host of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God, God's word, direct from his throne room, in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio
You are invited to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in Sangre Grande, for the old-time gospel hour family radio ministry every Sunday from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Check out the Children's Hour Worship Ministry of the Word and the Family Forum every Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Law and You, and every Friday evening from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. All night prayer live on the street, 919 FM, designed with you in mind. This program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will also be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doeth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly and to love mercy and walk humbly with thy God. Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222. For further information, call 753-1113 or email us at church668hope@gmail.com.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Let me make a circle of love, yeah. Na 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 no. The Atlantic Sea brought my forefathers to a place of paradise. And this foot on the sacred soil connected me to this blessed prize. Though when I see what we have become, my heart bleeds, God knows that it's not right. Cause one and all got to come along, brother, we will win if we all unite. Cause it's the same blood we run through our veins, and it's the poor man holding the strain. So let we let go the racial pains, greed and the fame, cause we're all the same. So when you see a brother fall, better pick him up. And when you hear our good news, better lift it up. Cause though the darkness is real and that's what we feel, there is a light in all of us. Let me see the lights of love. Wave them hands for me. Let me see the lights of love. Proud for the world to see. Oh yeah, now let me see the lights of love. Wave them hands for me. Let me see the lights of love. Proud for the world to see. All you come along. Let me make a circle of love. 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 La 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 love. Love la 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 love. Hands in the air if you know that you got the love. We come here to shove it up. Heart clean and not a negative thinking. High time we live it up. Love's supposed to bring we closer. My crew to fall on the Vegas. All thanks and praise to the Father and love for the brothers. Cause it's the same blood we run through my veins. And it's the pump man holding the string. So let we let go the racial pains, greed and the fame. Cause we're all the same. And when you see a brother fall, better pick.
All right, so thank you very much for staying with us, Trinidad and Tobago. And if you're now joining us, you're late now, because we would have spoken about so many things that's happening. And I have in studio with me Councillor Robert Paris. Yes, he's my councillor from my community. You realize I want to start. I had to start with mines first. It was only because Mr. Keith Scotland, say, hey, I want to come on that program. Why my member of parliament didn't come on first? But hey, so my councillor is here with me today, and we're talking about some projects that he have been embarking on, and he have been doing in Pleasantville, and he was giving us an incident that happened when it was this week.
So about 2 days ago,
right?
I think it's the first wave movement, and someone who is from the community. I'm not certain what was the person's intent, but they bought the first wave movement. About 6 of them were protesting the beautification that we have on that Navet junction that we were talking about. Right. So what I need people to understand is local government is tied into all of this. Local government, when it is that you beautify a community, if you understand urban revitalization, right? When you beautify a community, what it does is it adds equity to your property. So as I tell people, you might not have $1 million in your pocket, right? But your property now becomes $1 million, which gives you and your family worth. So you'll be able to go to the bank and you could borrow on the value of your house. So because local government is tied into property taxes, right? And we're talking about better efficiency through the collection of taxes. When you have your home is worth more, you would see communities like Pleasantville, residential communities like Pleasantville, you would see the service go up as well. And therefore, that project in particular is we're creating economic zones throughout the community. That is one of the areas that we're creating an economic zone. So the produce from our community garden, which is on Flamingo Crescent, right? Okay, so we're looking at the project again, right?
So we're going to show you some of the pictures from the garden.
Yes, you could go on the garden.
So we're going to go on the garden and show you some of the...
Right, so that is Carleen Graje. She was connected to the first Mr. Manning, and she's a legend in the constituency. That's our assistant secretary. She's actually watering the I don't know if that's pak choy, but she was watering some of the things from the community garden. So the residents actually come out and assist, right?
Right.
And that more or less we're creating a food belt within Pleasantville. So the food from there, we sell it at a wholesale cost to the Vegimarts within the community to keep the transportation cost down so that we could control the price of food in Pleasantville. And what we were able to do during COVID times as well is we were able to create vegetable bags along with the same Mr. Wallace who's assisting us, and we actually went into the more economically challenged parts of the community, and we were able to feed those parts of the community. So it was very important that we started this. So the Glen Jemmott Community Garden is on Flamingo Crescent. That is what we're doing with short crops. We have a lot of short crops there. And then we have the Josephine Goodridge Garden, which is on the Pleasantville Circular, close to where we live, coming down the hill there.
Yeah.
Right. And that's named after Miss Josephine Goodridge. She is about, I think, 70-something, maybe close to 80 years old. And she was the person who originally started it. That's Carleen again, watering the crops at the Glen Jemmott Community Garden. Right?
Wow. And
she lives right across the street from the garden. So you see, community participation. This is what local government is about, right? And I hope that answers the person who I saw someone make a comment about community garden. That's Shelly Sam. She lives across the street too, and she's watering the community garden. So you see full participation of the persons from Pleasantville with our community gardens.
Yeah. Wow. So people want to know, we want to get back into the local government. So you are for and in full support of local government reform?
1,000% behind local government reform. It is so needed because there are a lot of bugbears within the current system, and I've served on various councils and with PNM and UNC, and across the board, everyone, don't matter what political party you belong to, they indicated to at least in my presence, that they were for local government reform.
Wow, and that's really good because some people are still questioning how this is going to roll out. People think that it's just a talk shop. You would have heard the program yesterday where I would have played, first of all, the consultation with late Minister Franklin Khan.
Right.
And, after that, they would have went to the Parliament, the committee stage, and it would have finished committee stage. The UNC would have just given a page of their input. But people are saying, all right, all this talk. How are these things going to be implemented? Do you think that we have the capacity, the know-it-all to how to implement this?
You know, it's unfortunate about the UNC. In 2010 to 2013, when I served with them, they tried to introduce their form of local government reform. So they themselves know that the system needs to be reformed. Right? And that is where the councillors' offices were introduced, and you got an assistant. But that isn't dealing with the system within itself. The system, this is where we need to be from the ground up, not the top down, right? The Ministry of Local Government that is established now will no longer exist. Corporations will be able to raise their own taxes. We'll be able to send the Ministry of Finance our financial projections for the different communities and our projects, and we'll be able to budget it much better. So within the UNC areas that claim that there is political victimization, how could you claim that under local government reform? And I read some of the comments that they're saying. I saw them in front of the Parliament when the ministers were there, and I said, these councillors are so dishonest because we have sat down on so many different committees together and the consultation with Mr. Khan, right? And most of them were for the local government reform. Now, Mr. Dr. Rowley talked about it. Don't oppose for opposing's sake. If you're seeing your country is progressing, right? The only constant in life is progress. Why do you want to prevent progress? if you know the importance of local government and you are a local government practitioner, and you heard the members of the UNC when the Honorable Faris Awari was, in my opinion, promoted to be the Minister of Local Government, you heard them say all kinds of malicious things about local government, that he's the Minister of drains and rats and so is that how you think about your councillors?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
You know, I take my job very seriously. Let me state this. I came from a very lucrative background in advertising, media, for over 25 years. My gray hair's finally showing my age, and I didn't have to leave it, but my passion was always politics and serving people. And I don't get as much money as I did back then, but I get satisfaction. I could look at a project like the project that's up now. That is the entrance into Pleasantville when you're coming in, and we've hired artists from within the community to paint murals, right? Honoring people from the community. We've honored people like Penelope Spencer, right? We've honored persons like Joanne Foster. We've honored persons like Torrance Muhammad. We've honored Professor Fillmore, right? We've honored as well, it don't have to be big name persons, that Fred Goiter. Fred Goiter was the city of San Fernando. It was a town then. He was the first town engineer, right? And next to him you have Cecile Hines, who basically grew up in Pleasantville, and she was the first female FIFA referee. I mean,
so wait now, just so my picture right end up being on the wall.
Yes, your picture will.
My picture right end up being on the wall.
Yes. That is what local government is about. You're giving recognition to the people within your community. You're setting the footprints in sand. So where it is by the young children, the next generation now will say, okay, I now know who Mr. Goiter is. Okay, I know who Terrence Muhammad is. I know who Professor Fillmore is. I know who Patrick Manning is, right? So these are the things that we're trying to do within the community, and there's a beautification around it that Mr. Wallace helped us with as well, right? Yeah.
So tell us, a question was asked, and
yes,
and I want you to address that question
Definitely.
for me. The question was, somebody wants to know. Let me just get it for you. All right. So somebody wants to know, what do you think about councillors and the members of parliament working together?
Right.
And if so, how important is it, despite party affiliations? How important do you think that is?
It's very important, very, very important for there to be a synergy between the councillors and the member of parliament. Mr. Manning and all of his councillors, shout out to Councillor Lynch from Coquier and Councillor Coutier from Monrepo, work very closely with Mr. Manning. We meet with him, we discuss our projects, we discuss some of the issues that we have on council. How can he assist from his level? Like, for instance, allow me to speak about a problem that we're having on Salvia Lane. Some smart engineers back in the day, they built a retaining wall, right? They built a drain on top of a retaining wall. And because of a constant flow of water, there's some land slippage because of the type of dirt that we have in Pleasantville. The foundation started to move. And these persons, their homes are in jeopardy. And Mr. Manning and I have been lobbying every single government official you could think of. I wrote the new Minister of Local Government 2:30 this week, and 2:30 p.m. No, a.m. Sorry, not p.m. And he actually responded at maybe 2:31, right, about the residents on Salvia Lane and their issue. We also trying to cover it on both ends. We went to the Minister of Works as well, because we know there's a budget in works that could perhaps, because the project is so large, it's outside of the ambits of local government. So we have to get other persons involved to try to fix the residents. So let me say good afternoon to Mr. Ian Smalls and the residents of Salvia Lane. Ian, if you don't sleep, I don't sleep, and I don't feel comfortable with what is going on there, and we are definitely working on getting this problem solved. And there was the other question.
The members of parliament, and she wanted to know also about statutory meetings.
Right, read it for.
All right, so what is statutory meeting, number one, and what is the level of public participation at the statutory meetings at the corporations?
Right, so the statutory meeting is the legally binding meeting. It's held mostly at the end of the month. So what happens is during the month we would have committee meetings and we ratify all of the decisions that we made during the month at the statutory meeting. That is usually a public meeting. The press as well is invited. In the past, before COVID and before a lot of the construction that's going on in San Fernando, we were able to invite persons from our community. I actually had a table where I used to invite Michelle Nichols, Erica Taylor, all kinds of persons used to actually have lunch with us after, right? But they would sit down in the audience. They're not able to ask any questions or stand up. What is the procedure is, if persons have questions to ask, they do it in writing before, and there's a part of the meeting where it is that the CEO will ask questions and the various members of the administration or council will be able to answer. So the participation is good. COVID-19 is something that we were not prepared for, and it did throw off a lot of things. We've started to meet in person again. The Prime Minister has indicated that his willingness to open up the country, and I do hope that more of Pleasantville would come out to our statutory meetings where they will understand greater, especially with this local government reform that's coming up, understand greater the job of your councillor and your mayor and deputy mayor and CEO and henceforth.
And to people who are looking on the live, you will see me showing pictures of produce.
Yeah.
You see me showing you pictures of what have been happening at the garden. There are a lot of young men that is involved in
and they volunteer, you know.
Right.
Yeah. What happened is, as opposed to giving people 10 days, Google. My dad was a counselor before, and I had been around Daddy, and over 30-something years ago, people, Mr. Paris, I want 10 days. And I don't think there's any sustainability in that. So what I did was, we have created 5-day programs, 5-day rotations. Brian and I share 2 persons. So he get 2 persons, I get 2 persons, right? And what happened is, through the subvention of the corporation, through the casual list, persons come in and they're able to work on the community project, and through the farming. And what happened is that we also have volunteers. So the volunteers usually always come around, and they understand once they are wrong, they could be considered for the next week. So that's what's going on there.
This picture,
right.
Before you reach to this picture,
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember when I started to live in Pleasantville,
yeah,
there was the issue of you not being able really to service us the way you would like to, because the corporation, because HGC haven't hand over Orchid Gardens to the corporation.
Right.
Is that still an issue?
Okay, so I wrote the new minister of local, not local government, of housing. I wrote her yesterday, as a matter of fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing this to her attention, and the last line that I wrote is, hopefully this could be remedied under local government reform, because planning would also now fall in the hands of the corporation, right? So where it is that you would have had to go to Tongue and Country, and then you have to come to the city corporation to get your plans approved and all of that stuff, all of that now falls under the corporation. So I am hoping that, and I told her to please bring it up with your ministerial colleagues, that Orchid Gardens is still not handed over to the city corporation. There's a liability issue whereby our daily paid workers cannot go in there and fix any of the drains. Public health could come in and clean the drains, right? But we cannot fix the drains because the area still belongs to HCC. So hopefully under local government reform, the consideration can be made. And I did make representation to Ms. Robinson-Regis, Minister Robinson-Regis, yesterday, Thursday.
Let me tell you why I say that, right?
Yes.
We have some drains, but you know.
It's ridiculous.
Some of the drains have collapsed.
Yep.
Some of the drains need rebuilding. And no matter how, sometimes you explain that to some people, that we are still under HGC. And we have been lobbying and asking, and there's some people who put it up on Facebook. I remember the first incarnation with Mr. Manning and Brian and I, was somebody, my neighbor, has my name. So he put up something on Facebook. And well, they see Curvin.
Yeah.
So they was like, how that man could do with that? That man pull me up. Not knowing it has nothing to do with me, it's my neighbor. And I got a phone call. Brother, you could have called me, you could have asked me. And that's how, And then I told him, hey, that has nothing to do with me, That's my neighbor. Yeah. But at the end of the day, people, I hope that, things start to go into change, because that community, because we are like a circle, we are like a roundabout, as you would say, and we are kind of cut off from the mainstream orchid gardens.
And we have been in existence, and I say we because I am your neighbor as well, so we've been in existence for over 20 years. So it is time that that the powers that be, and the powers that be now is the People's National Movement, we do take a look at, and it's not just in Pleasantville, most of the HTC developments in San Fernando are not handed over to the city.
Oh, and but let's tell the people why too,
Right, so
the reason why, Robert, is because we had what she was, the CEO, what she was, Marlene Goudre.
Oh Lord.
What she was.
All right, so without Marlene was the mayor of San Fernando,
right?
She was
before that,
all right, and she was the CEO. But let me tell you something, There's a whole long story behind that, and we don't need to go into it, right? But where I served and from where I stood, she did bring it up on more than one occasion. She did.
All right. Okay.
So it isn't the fact of that anyone ignored anything. We recognize that it is a problem, and we need to have a tangible solution. And local government reform is not about party. We put in community and we put in the people first, right? So that's what we're about.
One of the things we want to just show you all, the business people in my community, and I like to big them up, Yeah, this man teach me to drive, I think he taught everybody in the community to drive.
Yeah, junior
driving school. So what we have recognized is that most of the business owners, business people in the community would be a part of beautifying the community. So, junior driving school.
You got free hard, boy.
Junior driving school. Junior have been, he's a outstanding resident.
He's a pillar to the community, as a matter of fact. I know that he was the chairman of the Driving School Association.
Okay.
Yes, he was. And I know that his wife, they have a small business as well where they sell food.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we support them as well. So they were one of the businesses that adopted a bench, and I want to thank them tremendously. They came to me and said, listen, we're not waiting for you to come. We want a bench. And this is what's going on throughout Pleasantville, where the business community is coming out. As a matter of fact, someone from an advertising agency was driving through Pleasantville, and he came and he spoke to me last Friday and asked me if it is only Pleasantville businesses. I said, Pleasantville businesses obviously will get priority,
First,
right? And I said, and the price would be better as well, right? So, I mean, we've started a model, right? Again, developing different economic zones, right?
Who's this way?
That is Mr. Nigel Clegon, Debros. They have they started a mini mart, right? That is right on the Navet road coming up there. That is close to the project that Mr. Wallace is doing.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, they have done tremendous work as well in the community.
Okay, I need to find out more about these people.
Yeah.
We're going again. So join us on the live, eh? Who is these people now?
Young chef is from Xenia Drive. His name is Jason Williams, right? He has been catering in Trinidad for a long time. I know he does stuff for some hotels. I don't want to call the hotels names, but he does stuff for hotels. He does private functions, right? So, and also he sponsored the Old Tech Steel Orchestra. That bench is placed outside of the space that the city corporation gave Old Tech to maintain. And I know that there was some conversations between His Worship the Mayor, Young Chef, and Old Tech. And pretty soon you will see Young Chef within the community as a staple within the community. And the revenues gathered from that will go back to assist with the maintenance of Old Tech Steel Orchestra.
All right, we're going again. I'm showing all the work going on in my community. I can't talk for nobody else. See some men saying down here.
Taking selfie.
Yeah, man. These are some elders in the community.
Yeah, and they see they sit trouble, down. Boy. Oh, God.
And they give you trouble alone. So these are some elders from the community who are sitting down enjoying one of the best. Which bench is this? Who's sponsored this bench?
Limited, Mr. Roger Blackman. He actually is one of my main advisors in the office of the councillor. I know you're going to go back to that picture. And he does tremendous work throughout the community and just gives back. And I want to thank him sincerely.
Wow. Yeah. Somebody say I'm showing off. I ain't showing off. I'm just showing all that. Remember, people say nothing is being done. Nobody ain't getting nothing. The place in a mess. We don't know what's going on. I want to show you all. At least I could talk about from my community. Things are happening. All right? So you need to join us on the live. I want to show you. So we're going now to there's a project I saw I wanted to talk about.
Which one, boy?
I need to show this.
Oh.
Come on the live. What's this going on here? I wanted to tell people what's this going on here.
So this is Sunflower Drive in Pleasantville. Now, if you look there, that is the back of the Pleasantville Secondary School. Now, the PTA and the principal, and they have been asking for some assistance. Now, what happened is in 2008, work would have been more or less, not really completed, but Broadway Construction was the contractor that was there before. And that area there was the hoarding area. And when the PNM lost in 2010, Broadway, which was owned by Mr. John Rahal, was asked to vacate, and the project was abandoned by the UNC. And it was said that it was because it was San Fernando East and Mr. Manning, the project was abandoned. And what happened is the area there became overgrown. The MP before Brian, Mr. Mitchell, would have 2 times with myself, we would have lobbied private businesses to come and clear the area with a D8, but it will continue to be overgrown. So what happened there is CPEP came out in their numbers and they cleared that area down, right? And they cleared it down so much so that we can see the infrastructure that existed from when Broadway was there. So you've seen where there was toilets and there were different foundation that was built there. And Mr. Manning and I have been talking about a couple of different projects, and there's a couple of different things that we could put there. We had a discussion this week, and I am actively looking for investors who can possibly think about a gas station in Pleasantville, right? We're also thinking about in that area, we're thinking about perhaps maybe people lobbied us for a swimming pool, but most likely we'll be creating another green area in that area there.
Right. So I hope people seeing it and come on the live and you'll understand what is happening.
Thank you so much to CPEP.
Yeah, man.
For the work that you did there.
Yeah. And I want to say thanks very much to Kern.
Yes, Mr. Sergeant, the field officer.
Yeah, Kern's
doing an excellent job.
Yeah, Kern don't make joke. When thing happening, Kern just let me know what's going on.
Yes.
All right. I heard about a community garden. What can the councillor say about it? Well, he just mentioned it, and we would have given you the information about it. Somebody saying, CPEP, big up yourself.
Yeah, big up CPEP, man. I mean, I don't know where we would be. All local government practitioners are so thankful for the job that the CPEP company does, and to the management of CPEP, I want to thank you on behalf of the residents of Pleasantville.
Right, so this is the last set of pictures you're going to show, and I'm going to go to the phone calls, because I can't have you here and not have anybody calling.
No,
I'll get a blowout. All right. So
which one is that?
Pleasantville have its own community radio station.
All right. Yes.
Right. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. This picture here,
right?
I'm seeing my member of parliament in a picture here with some gentlemen. Tell us.
So you want to understand the understand local government. These are my secretaries, right? So I am the councillor. I answer to the member of parliament, and these are the secretaries. I have a secretary of infrastructure, I have a secretary of community development, I have a secretary of culture, I have a secretary of agriculture and education, I have a secretary of information. So Mr. Manning and myself always looking for new ways to develop our constituency. We created this model, and all of these people are volunteers from within the community, and more or less they are my eyes and ears on the ground. Every Tuesday at 4 p.m. we have a cabinet meeting. We call it the cabinet, and we come up with different policy on how it is that we govern the issues with Pleasantville. Last Saturday we had a meeting with the member of parliament and the chairman of San Fernando East, and they are quite satisfied with the work of the secretaries. And let me say good morning to every one of the secretaries, Miss Frances Sampson, Miss Karen Scanterberry, Miss Bianca Springle, Mr. Brian Fillmore, Mr. Akim Alexander. We have as well Mr. Larry Neal that is there. So.
Wow. Right, so that is your all Pleasantville cabinet, as you said.
Yes.
All right, we're going down again. Let me just...
Pville Radio.
Pville Radio. So tell us about Pville Radio.
So, all right, so as I alluded before, I have over 25 years of experience in the advertising, broadcasting, media field. So Pville Radio was really a dream of mine, right? I woke up one morning and I told my significant other, I said to her, I said, listen, I'm starting a radio station. She said, at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I said, no, when I wake up, she said, okay, go back to sleep. So that is the genesis of Pville Radio. Pville Radio has been in existence for over a year now. What we're doing is we are giving persons in the community a platform, right? Young persons in the community a platform. And everyone is volunteers first and foremost, right? We haven't reached the point where it is anyone is getting paid yet. That is the goal. And by next year, we want to start Pville TV, which will be our, we're looking into getting a cable station, right? So we have persons from within the community and outside of the community that more or less, that's Joan Foster and me outside. Joan is the marketing liaison for Pville Radio, right? So she does a lot of the different things that in Pville Radio in terms of merchandising for persons. That is Mr. Anthony Charles, national award winner. That's my main advisor, chief advisor, and he met me in the radio station after he met with the commissioner of police. So he came and we were speaking, having a serious conversation in the studio.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Trinidad and Tobago, you all are hearing good news that's happening in my community. And now I'm going to open up the phone lines because I want to hear from you. All right, so the numbers to call, you all know the numbers to call, 342-0081, 342-0081, 771-1791, 771-1791, and 466-5391. You can call me now. We want to hear from people from Pleasantville first. All right, so if you are a resident in Pleasantville, you can give us a call. 342-0081, 342-0081, 771-1791, 771-1791, and 466-5391. I ain't seeing no phone. Nobody ain't calling? All right. Now we talking about. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. This is a caller from Cedar Drive in Pleasantville.
Good afternoon,
Mr. Belmontes, Mr. Paris.
Hi, Miss Belmontes. How are you?
Yes, I am good.
God bless you. What's up?
Yes, I was listening to the program. I listen every day to 91.9.
You told me that.
To say how impressed I am. I learned a lot more about the project and so today.
Thank you.
I am really impressed by what is being done, especially the main entrance to Pleasantville.
Thank you so much.
Because I am one of the longest livers here.
Yes.
And I know how it was before.
All right.
So I'm just calling to tell you that I appreciate all the work that you and all the others involved are doing and to continue the good work.
And I appreciate you and your family for always supporting me. I thank you sincerely.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening to the Street 919 FM. Thank you very, very much. All right. So we're going to continue to take some more calls. 342-0081, 771-1791. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
The young man that was speaking there that I was watching, he is very, very, very professional in what he did as a counselor and goes around. He looked at how the cabinet is operated like with Dr. Rowley. Every time he have these people on the field to look around the scout to see what they need for the community. Like from Chinman, I'm in Exonia, but just across on the other side.
All right.
And I passed through Pleasantville, look very good. Then the last night I passed through there, and boy, I swear to God, I was in some up in town, and some other place in town. If you see how nice the place looking. I like to come back, the cop, how the cop used to be a long time.
Yeah.
Having a supermarket where people could contribute from Pleasantville and so on, could contribute back. That's what is build your community and the money just encircle and put more jobs for the young people. So I think I would have liked that very much. But it was very good job. And at the time, thank God for the brainchild of Mr. Man there. After going and for having CPAP, I mean, it's not as much, but it puts the food on the table and it makes you feel a form of delight in the community.
Thank you so much.
It's a regional corporation of when they come in here. Once I home, oh Lord, I don't run them because there's some early morning and by then I probably disappear. I don't know if it's Rodini or what, but you don't see them again. They don't work. And work to see them moving on.
All right, man. Thanks very much.
You have a nice day.
Thank you so much for calling, sir.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I know that voice.
This is Joanne Foster.
Welcome to the Street 919 FM.
Thank you very much. I must say it's a pleasure. Totally enjoyed this interview. Very informative. Google, you carry a nice program, and I am proud of my counselor. I am proud of the CEO of People Radio, and I want to say continue to keep up the good work. We, your people, your secretaries, the people on the ground, we are very proud of you.
Thank you.
And carry on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, neighbor.
Hey, neighbor.
This is your neighbor and my next neighbor.
How are you?
Well, you know who I am, Mr. Paris.
Yes,
you
my
really
dear.
would have given you thunder.
That's all right. That's all right.
Give me plenty thunder.
That means I'm in love with you.
I love you too.
Right? If you come on the radio, I'm telling you.
Yes.
Okay, have a blessed evening, and I'm proud of what all you're doing,
Thank you so much.
Right, so, babe?
All right, Nima, we will talk. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon,
I am not from Pleasantville.
Where are you from?
But I am proud of Robert Paris because I taught him at San Fernando Boys RC School. Robert, this is Mrs. Neptune.
Hey, how you doing, Miss?
Very good. I am so proud of what Robert has become. And Robert, thank you for the explanation. We couldn't get it clearer. We already got it very clear Tuesday night from the PM, and you could not have made it clearer. I'm waiting now for the excuses after the local reform is implemented. Let me hear from the other side what they don't have, what resources they do not have. So, Robert, thank you again. And Pastor Google,
yes, ma'am.
You're going from strength to strength with your interviews. You couldn't do it better.
Thank you very
had
much.
Mr. Manning before, now you have Robert, and I am appealing now for you to have all counselors on your platform.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Pastor Google,
You're
and
most
thank you,
welcome.
Robert.
Thank you, Miss.
When you get a recommendation like that, when you get a recommendation like that, yeah, come after me now. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Pastor Google.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
And Mr. Paris.
How are you?
I am very good.
Good.
Right, my problem is, I live on a highway.
Okay.
The highway of Salville Lane.
Yes.
That's a highway?
Yes.
It's a highway.
She wants, they want, I know exactly who this is. How are you, Franca?
I am very good.
Yes, she, Salvia Lane is carded for street humps and as well as Flamingo Crescent and Xenia Drive. So it's a process. I know that it's long in coming, but it will come. If I say that it's coming, it's coming.
Hello?
I'm listening.
Savia Lane has a problem. I got got some calls from Savialin about a water leak.
Yeah. I was expressing that as well.
Yeah.
What happened is there's a natural leak, right? They're saying that it's a spring from on Ladybird that is undermining the street of Salvia and is going underneath the street, and that was the constant flow of water that broke down the wall and it's affecting Ian Smalls and the rest of the residents there. But they saw Mr. Manning at the public meeting, and again, as I said, I don't sleep if they don't sleep. I don't feel comfortable about that. I'm going.
I'm calling you. Make sure you don't sleep, Mr. Robert.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, y'all remember me when I had black hair? Now look what's going on. But that's fine.
So it's good. So, ma'am, I was told about it too, and I did talk to Minister Gonzal about it.
He came. He saw it.
Right. So it is on the front burner.
Yeah.
To the residents of Savia Lane. It was brought to my attention by residents of Savia Lane, and I didn't come on the radio with it because I did speak to the minister about it, and he also told me that it's something that they're looking into and they're going to deal with ASAP.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah. Robert,
Hi.
just keep up beautifying Pleasantville and forget the haters.
And I'm glad that
the haters.
And hold on, I'm glad that the Prime Minister has reopened or has its intent to reopen, because I'm looking for good things from you and Stephen and the Image people.
Okay, thanks a lot.
God bless.
Yes,
it is.
All right.
The lady with the cup.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good evening. Have a good afternoon.
God bless.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon.
Well, I don't live in Pleasantville. I work in and around the area. I am in Pleasantville 2 to 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
And how I should say this. I live in a UNC constituency, and I see the difference. I am jealous. In a good way, I'm jealous. Because working in Pleasantville, I see a catalyst where this community could be the pilot community for the renaissance and the revival of black communities in this country. And I'm not saying this. I am telling you, this community can be an example to communities like La Hoketa, like Maloney, like those up on the hills like Lafontaine and Mova. I am telling you, like with art spaces, proper business spaces. I'm speaking about fashion. It has so many people in that community. And I think it would be an injustice to recommend you for central government because you've been so good to local government. But I still want to tell you, consider central government at some point.
Okay, thank you so much.
What I want to tell you is that Pleasantville has the ability to be a catalyst. Like, you're speaking about an area with art, with research. You're speaking about a place where there could be the modern types of agriculture where you don't need an acre to have the plant, where you could just use a building and throw out things like pak choy and lettuce on a daily basis. It has it there. It has the energy right there.
Thank you very much.
And please, I would love that we look in that direction for Pleasantville.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google and Mr. Robert. Pastor Google, we need people like this gentleman in every community. And this would be a beautiful, beautiful island. We need people like this gentleman.
You know something, I will quickly, we're going into the cultivation of cassava, right? That's one of our long-term crops, and I've indicated to the Secretary of Agriculture that we want to start cassava flour. So we want to sell cassava flour to some of our local veggie marts.
Yeah. Hello, good afternoon. Last caller.
A very good afternoon to Councillor Paris and Pastor Google.
Yes,
good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I just really want to congratulate Mr. Paris on his very hard work. We in San Fernando East are very proud of him. You know, only good things come from San Fernando East, you know, Pastor Google.
Like me?
Just like you.
Thank
this
you.
is Patricia Alexis.
Yes, Miss Alexis.
Madam Chairman.
Just calling to give my support.
Thank
and continue to focus and persevere, Robert.
Thank you so much.
Well, Robert, we have to leave it there with the nice, pleasant voice of Mr. Alexis.
Yes.
And I want to thank you very much for taking the opportunity to come on the Street 919 FM and share with us some of the hard work that you have been doing in our community. And let me just let you know, I am going to sit with you. I'm saying it publicly, you know.
Right.
So me on your back.
Right.
I would want one day to go up as a counselor. So I want to sit with you for you to mentor me.
I'm looking for a successor, you know.
Well, but I'm saying it publicly.
There's nothing
I ain't
wrong
going
with
behind your back to say that thing. So I'm telling you that one day I want you to sit and you are going to mentor me.
Yes.
So when you are ready to, you're not going to, you just hand it over. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It won't be like, what are we going for screening? No. You say, hey, I have trained this gentleman.
And
I believe that he's ready, and I recommend this man to take over.
Well, thank God that somebody actually has said that, because, I mean, one of the things that I was taught always is to create leaders. Leaders create leaders, and I've been looking for that.
Right. So have a good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Coming up next, the VNR show that does take you through the cool of the afternoon to prepare you for Aisha Wells. Have a blessed one, Trinidad and Tobago. God bless. Bye-bye.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.